All right, so many people think that getting protein without eating meat takes a lot of planning or it's just really hard. But the reality is it's pretty easy. You just need to know where to look. So I'm gonna show you exactly how to do just that. And what a better place to do it than here in Europe's largest vegan festival in Athens, Greece. And we're gonna do it without touching any tofu. Bame.
The festival spanned over 2 days and I was impressed with all the vendors there.
I found the real omega-3.
But the food was looking really good, and since I'm vegan, I've long forgotten how to pick between more than 2 options.
I don't know what any of that says, but it's probably good.
Now, here's the thing. There's a big misconception that if you're vegan, you have to rely on vegetables like broccoli to get your protein. And yeah, there is some protein in there, but if you're relying on vegetables and white rice to get your protein, yeah, you're probably gonna die. Luckily, as our first stop, my friend Karthik and I spotted this place serving traditional Greek tacos and bao buns.
How is it?
Amazing.
Is there any protein in that?
Of course, it's right there.
What is it?
It's made from soy. So it's great for protein. There's no reason to avoid soy unless you're allergic to it.
And he's right. There are a lot of myths around the health effects of soy, but according to Harvard School of Public Health, soy is a nutrient-dense source of protein that can safely be consumed several times a week, and probably more often, and is likely to provide health benefits, especially when eaten as an alternative to red and processed meat. So soy chunks is going up as the first protein source we found. But if you aren't convinced by soy, don't worry, we're about to find many protein sources that have nothing to do with it.
All right, so right now we're gonna try some çiğ köfte. I asked for the Greek name, but apparently they just used the Turkish one. And we're gonna do it Mexican style with some lemon. So what people don't know is that this is actually made from bulgur, which is a source of protein and fiber. So, wow, that's amazing. This is like traditional street food you can find in Greece and Turkey. So it's not specifically made to be vegan, but it is.
And bulgur is not unique in its protein content. All whole grains like whole wheat, oats, and quinoa will have respectable protein numbers. After a while, I started getting hungry for some real food. My natural apex predator instincts were kicking in. I needed some meat, and that's when I spotted it.
The best seitan you have ever eaten.
All right, so this place, they were specializing in something called seitan. So seitan is like a super heavy protein food. It's made from wheat, so not soy. They can make really realistic meat-looking stuff. Case in point. But so yeah, this thing's probably got around like, I'm not even kidding, like 40 grams of protein. I'm smoking. That's really nice. 100% plant protein.
And I thought to myself, what would inspire someone to open up a vegan meat deli in Greece?
We need options. We have to have a variety, and we can. And also to give the knowledge to the people who are eating meat that they can eat so much tasteful things, so much tasty, like mine.
Besides being tasty, it turns out eating plant protein can have serious benefits when it comes to longevity. One study found that swapping just 3% of calories from animal protein to plant protein reduced the chance of premature death by 10%, which is great. Gives me more time to eat çiğ köfte. But anyways, that got me thinking, was this festival a representation of what it's like to be vegan in Greece, or was it more of an exception? So I asked my friend Yorgos to find out.
Is it hard to be vegan in Greece?
I wouldn't say so. The Greek diet in general has many vegan recipes, from beans, lentils, spinach pie, let's say, with potatoes, with many vegetables. So in general, no. And especially we have, because of in Greece, the religion, most of the people are Orthodox. They have the fasting period of Christmas and Easter. So especially these periods, it's much easier. In these periods, they don't eat meat, they don't eat dairy, not even eggs, they don't eat. At home, my mother in a village of Greece, she used to cook many vegan recipes. For example, on Tuesday, we always had lentils. It was very classic, very common.
All right, thank you so much.
So all that learning had me work up an appetite. And as it turns out, in Greece, they grow so many different varieties of nuts and seeds, and we just so happened to run into the place that specialized in pistachios, and they had it in its best form, ice cream.
One thing you have to watch out for here in Greece that I've noticed is that they use a lot of honey for sweetener. So you might think something is vegan when you check for dairy, eggs, but it might have honey. But luckily for this ice cream, it's got stevia. So it's healthy ice cream. I'm just kidding, y'all. Y'all know that. Y'all wish. Let's see if it blows my taste buds out of the water. Damn, I wish y'all could have seen my eyes with that one, because damn, that's really good. It's super creamy. It's gotta be that pistachio. Even if you're having ice cream, it's got a little bit of protein. You're not like breaking records with the ice cream, but hey, it adds up. Pistachio is definitely go-to vegan ice cream. Polikalo.
But then I spotted another stand that looked good. And for the sake of research, I went to go try the product.
That's Greek Nutella. Even this has like, this whole bar has something like around 5 grams of protein if you look at the back. Protein is hidden in everything. It's hidden everywhere, even in chocolate.
But yeah, honestly, there was so much stuff that the Vegan Life Festival had to offer beyond food, like vegan clothes, vegan jewelry, vegan music, vegan Ghostbusters.
Oh, you guys know what I think about spirulina. Endless amount of stuff here. They got beauty products, they got sunglasses, they got soaps, that vegan toothpaste.
Yeah.
Hand cream?
Yeah.
Hand cream, hell yeah. They got gum, they got plants, hell. They got a tattoo parlor over there. Dude, that's one thing y'all need to know. Whenever there's a vegan event, people are getting tattoos. Y'all crazy.
Finally, night came, so we grabbed some pizza, where the wheat from the pizza crust provides some decent protein.
And it seemed like everywhere we turned, they had a huge spread of different types of nut butters, so we checked out some samples.
We're trying some crunchy peanut butter. Always seem to forget that peanut butter, hazelnut butter, all the different butters, all the different nuts, they're a great source of fat, but they're decent in protein too. And when you add them all up together throughout the day, you can get some serious protein from them. So yeah, lesson is, don't skip out on the nuts.
These nuts.
So on day 2, Helios took pity on us and gave us some of that sweet, sweet sun.
So I grabbed this croissant. Let's see how this compares to the ones back in Paris. Not really the same. I mean, it tastes good, but it's not like a croissant. Or, sorry, now, wow, that sounds pretentious. The guy spends 3 months in Paris and is now an expert on French croissants. No, but it's good. I mean, no, it's not good for a croissant, but it's good for like a, you know, like a sweet bread. And it's got some protein. It's got no crunch, zero crunch, negative crunch. All right, so I got really lucky because I managed to run into one of the founders of this event actually. So I had a couple questions for him.
I'm Frank. I'm one of the founders of Vegan Life Festival in Athens, the biggest vegan festival in Europe, the second biggest in the world. It's in Athens. It's nearly 37,000 people.
How did you get the idea to make a vegan festival? And how did you get it to be so big?
Basically, it wasn't planned, it was an accident. Meaning it was an unmet need 10 years ago. 0 vegan restaurants in Athens, like the community was not big. So we started having some picnics, some potlucks, and from 15 people, we grew up to 400 people, and then we said, okay, let's have a party. We were expecting 1,000 people, you know, all of us, plus friends and family. And eventually 5,000 people appeared, and we said, wow, what's going on? After the first year of success, every restaurant and every exhibitor and everyone wanted to participate in the next one. And every year it was booming more and more, like 5,000. The next year was like 9,000, and then it was like 14,000, then it was like 20,000.
All right, well, congratulations, Frank. This is an awesome festival.
Thank you.
With that, I went to get one of these cookies from a stall, and with another dessert, that's another little bit of protein.
Even this thing has around 27 grams of protein in the jar. So something that you hear a lot as a vegan is how hard it must be to be vegan, you know, in X country or if you go to Y place. But I mean, we're in Athens, Greece. Who would have thought that the largest vegan festival in Europe would be here? I found out about this like a month or two ago. Even just spending some time in Athens, the vegan scene, the vegan food scene was absolutely amazing. You know, for me, it just goes to show you'd be surprised at just how easy it is to be vegan anywhere you go nowadays. And something that I've noticed here in Greece is there's so many pistachios and almonds and peanuts, and apparently a lot of those are grown here locally in Greece. A lot of the nuts, a lot of the seeds, but then also a lot of the legumes are grown here. And I've heard this a few times while being here. Because of the religion, there's a lot of days where eating meat is forbidden. A lot of their grandparents know a ton of vegan recipes that are based on rice, legumes.
As it turns out, I learned later that day, it's called nestissimo.
Instead of saying vegan, you can say nestissimo.
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 It means without animal products.
Nestissimo. And Yorgos was saying that he says that instead of vegan most of the time.
Yeah.
Very cool.
But for all the talk about protein and vegan, nobody had really mentioned tofu. How is that possible?
So I noticed at this festival, there's not a lot of tofu. So how do you guys get all the protein you need?
Here in Greece, we have the Mediterranean diet, which consists 90% of plants. We get it from legumes, lentils, nuts, seeds. You can find everything else.
What about the souvlaki? That doesn't look like it's like beans or what the hell is that?
It's made of plants. I don't know exactly which ones, but it's made completely of plants. No tofu.
And speaking of souvlaki, I felt it was finally time to have one of Greece's most famous street foods.
Oh, thank you so much. All right, so let's see how good this souvlaki is. That's insanely good. Wow. I didn't ask what protein it's made out of or like what the meat is made out of, but this is surely like super high in protein too. You get protein from the bread as well. Is it mushroom? Maybe it's mushroom. What? This is seitan? Okay, fit vegan activist, by the way. Check them out.
So that would qualify as seitan, which, as we know, is a great source of protein.
Relevant to the video.
So I've traveled to Greece before I was vegan, and I'm just now realizing how I never experienced the full richness of the Greek diet, like the pralines, the lentils, the fresh mushrooms. So going vegan helped expose me to so much more variety in the local produce that I had missed out on before, just because it wasn't meat. And that got me thinking, how much incredible traditional food do we miss out on just because it isn't meat?
We just stopped at this tempeh spot. What the hell is tempeh? So tempeh is basically like tofu's cousin. It also comes from soy, but it's fermented soy cakes. Also really high in protein, high in fiber. To be honest, it's not always like my favorite, but they had it here and it's a good source of protein, so we're gonna try it. I like it, yeah. I don't normally like tempeh. Also happy that I got some tempeh B-roll. You're all gonna have to put up with that for like the next, probably forever. All right, y'all, so right now I'm gonna show y'all a real protein monster. It's a secret. All right, so this bag, this is 1 kilo of chickpeas. We got 200 grams of protein right here. People don't realize just how much protein there is, English, in legumes. Great hack for getting protein, fiber, and all the nutrients you need. Iron, zinc, everything you need.
From Kavala, from Chrysoupoli Kavalas.
They're naturally from Greece. They're from Greece.
Greece, Kavala.
Kavala. Thank you so much.
And in reality, ladies, gentlemen, and MBs, you're looking at quite literally thousands upon thousands of grams of protein right there. And frankly, it's a tragedy legumes are so largely ignored, especially in my home country of the US, because I mean, just look at their health benefits. For example, according to Harvard researchers, eating a higher ratio of plant protein to animal protein may reduce the risk of cardiovascular disease and coronary heart disease. And they specifically call out eating legumes as a key driver of those risk reductions and attributing that to their high fiber content, amongst other reasons. And according to them, eating that way is not just good for human health, but also for the health of the planet, which makes sense given legumes only give off 2% of the emissions that beef does. And personally, since going vegan, I've been constantly surprised by how easy it is to find new and delicious ways to include a variety of legumes into my diet. And I ain't even farting that much.
As my luck would have it, there were actually 2 souvlaki stands, and I'd heard that this one was even better.
I heard this place is the best in Athens.
Indeed. They run with the stick the fire like this.
Yeah. The Olympic torch.
Indeed.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Evcharisto. Let's try out the best vegan souvlaki in Athens. They said it was soy-based, so let's check it out. That's like a chicken bite. It's really meaty. And again, this is soy, it's not tofu. I'm gonna keep enjoying this.
This too was made from soy chunks, so another great source of protein.
Some breaking news. Christos has to inform us of something.
Alright guys, so I stand corrected. The souvlaki that Dainese had before wasn't seitan, it's actually mushroom.
So given that it was made from mushrooms, that actually makes it not as good of a protein source. Mushrooms, you might be surprised to find out, are not really a great protein source, but I mean, they're tasty.
That's insane, bro.
And finally, Karthik with his bottomless stomach demanded we get ice cream. So who am I to say no? This place called Planet has some of the best ice cream I've ever had. And how do they make it without dairy? Well, they use Greek oat milk, which takes around 13 times less water to produce than dairy milk.
Karthik didn't get his wafer and he's pissed. How pissed are you, Karthik?
Thank you. All good now.
So the reality is, getting a ton of vegan protein is really easy. And as long as you're eating a variety of whole plant foods, you're gonna be getting more than most people. So that's why it's not really protein where vegans struggle. There's one larger, more serious reason that completely destroys people's attempts at eating plant-based. And in this video, I'll explain exactly what that is and a few simple hacks to overcome it, so that you too can enjoy the benefits of eating plant protein for a long time to come, to give you plenty of time with our beloved chi kufte.